America continues to flourish under the hard work of immigrants from all over the world. Restaurants especially have been a popular business that immigrants have started independently and are a way of incorporating their ethnic cultures and traditions into their society.
My dad is like every immigrant you've ever heard that came to the United States. I had $2 in my pocket, you know that story, I always exaggerate it. But, you know, he came from nothing. He was born in Nazareth. He had 7 siblings. They all lived in one room. In 1989, my dad decided to open up Prince Lebanese Grill. He actually came across just an opportunity to get into the restaurant business. And that ran for about 10 years. And the lease went out and Dad just didn't want to renew the lease. But one of the first hardships was educating the customer base on what Lebanese food was. A lot of Texans, believe it or not, don't really know what Lebanese food is. You know, food is it's a very different product. If it's the first time you've ever heard of a Lebanese person, you might not trust them eating it right away. I think that the hardships when you open a restaurant, there's definitely barriers to let people come in your doors. For instance, if we were to open, you know, Tex-Mex or a different kind of restaurant that people are more familiar with, I don't think it would have been as difficult. And other hardships facing in the restaurant business, you just don't know what and where and how you do things.
My name is Dennis Grabaka. I'm the manager and owner of Mio Italian Kitchen. Oh, I'm from Albania, Korça, Albania, south of Albania. I got in the States in 1997. Family is big in the food business back home over here. I'm a big foodie myself. I went to school here in the States, so whenever I was in school, I got a job with Fairmont Hotels in downtown. So I fell in love with it, and I really liked it. I continued the studies over at Texas A&M, so I got a break for about 2 years in between. And I always kept thinking about restaurants, and once I got out, my family was trying to do something else, so I said, why not open a restaurant? Our first restaurant, we're in Plano now, but our first restaurant was in Richardson, Texas. It wasn't doing much business-wise, but hard work from the entire family paid off. Part of our success was that the entire family contributed to it. We had, from my younger sister to my younger cousins to my cousins and cousins. And once you have that tight group working for you, you can talk to them better, communicate better. They care in a way more than somebody that you don't know would.
So when he bought the restaurant, same day I was born. And then the second restaurant he bought, I was a senior in high school in 2007. This area did not have the Cowboy Stadium, and really wasn't that nice of a neighborhood. So we all thought he was crazy. What are you doing in the restaurant industry? Now, you know, we all think we're going to be cheap labor and never have a weekend off, which was true. We were all not very happy about that. When I graduated at Austin College in 2011, my dad offered me a position to work a little bit until I found a job. So I graduated with a business degree, and I was rolling into the summer and I didn't have any money. So I said, let me work with you, Dad, until I put out some applications and find a job. Well, that just slowly rolled into taking over management and becoming part of the team through that summer of 2011. Still have not put in an application anywhere. Me and my dad differ a lot in how in managing the restaurant. He's very old school. You know, he wants to do all the work and get everybody out of the way, and he's a real tough mentality. It's always a real big push to push and pull between me and my dad to figure out what we want and how we want it, and then what's too much change, what's not enough change. So I do not think that my ties to the culture would be as strong if I wasn't in the restaurant daily, operating with the food and trying to every day master the food. And you know, you got the music going in the background all day. I've taken some actions over the years to help the business. One, in social media, getting involved with people, reacting with them, talking with them. I hope this restaurant is here, honestly, forever. I've joked around about naming my first son Prince to continue the legacy. And currently we have a lot of family that works here cousins, my mom, my younger sisters. So I think the legacy is already beginning to be passed down.
Yeah, my name is Elsa Kiflong, and I'm in Queen of Sheba Ethiopian restaurant in Addison, and I've been here for 13 years now in this location. I'm originally from Asmara, Eritrea in East Africa, and moved to United States in 1982. It was so hard to introduce our food for the local here, and then I never had a social life. I'm always here, and then was so tough when the boys raising them, and then we trying so hard to let them have what they should have in their early age. I had my boys with me, and I had to do hard job in order to raise them and to send them in a better school. That was my goal. My husband is with me, but we don't want to involve our children in these restaurants because it's so tough to run a business, and we want them to follow their own future instead to be stuck like us here. What was the question?
What do you, since you don't want to pass down to your children, do you have any plans after when you don't want to run it anymore?
Oh, maybe sell it.
Business started to pick up. He would get some nice online reviews, and that would draw in like a review from the newspaper. And every time we got a newspaper article, we'd have a line out the door the next day. So we set our record sales on Friday, and then we broke the record sales on Saturday, and we broke it again on Sunday. We were like crazy busy at a big convention at the Cowboy Stadium, and it was people from all over the world. So we had Tokyo, we had Singapore, we had China. I mean, you had every city in the United States. You had Israel, you had Romania, you had all kinds of people eating at the restaurant. One of the reasons we wanted to paint the restaurant red, white, and blue and to have all these flags is to be welcoming to all of our customers. We want them to know open arms here as well, and it's something familiar, right? What's more recognizable than red, white, and blue? So there is a healthy balance between celebrating both cultures. One of the reasons you do go dine out at a different restaurant is because you do want an experience, a Mediterranean experience, a Lebanese experience. So we're happy to offer that here, but we do it in a modern and Americanized way. Some of our plates are tweaked a little bit to be more familiar and Americanized, almost a little bit like Tex-Mex. Right?
You have Europeans, you have Americans, you have Latin Americans, Asians, a lot of them. They like Italian, so people enjoy it. It's a diverse place where we live in. People are very. I find them open. I find them more open than I would find my own country if someone from here would go over there, for example. Yeah.
Before I came to America, I was in Italy, and I knew there is no future that time in Italy. And since my boys, they were with me, and my dream to come in America was at least to send them, the boys, they can have a better education here. And that was my dream, and happened to be.
The restaurant, it's something I'm really proud of, to be able to bring people into these four walls and show them who we are, and that's something I hope I can pass along to the family. But I think my father's dream when he came to the United States, was to be successful and to provide for his family and do everything he could, because it's really not about money. It's not about he's making money now. It's just about being successful, right, in whatever you're doing, and being the best at whatever you're doing, and having the opportunity to do that. That's the American dream, to be born in a house with 2 bedrooms, and you have 7 siblings, and now to be able to come over here and to the United States and own your own house and own your own business and put your kids through college and not have to struggle. That's a dream right there in itself.